update of what I planted outside on the same day as the very first indoor greenhouse seeds were grown. So this is the cherry tomatoes. I haven't done anything with them. This was just cut tomatoes exposing the seeds. This was some peppers. These peppers were in little pots, you last saw them, but I needed the pots. So literally I just tipped the pots into the big pots. So that's really all that's grown in there. And then this is another pot. Again, there's some weeds, need some weeding, but there are a few peppers coming here. There's a few peppers coming amongst the weeds. And this is plum tomatoes. Just to make a comparison. So I've resown all the seeds again. And if you want to know all dates, then check back on the whole series. So there's not a lot coming up for now. So this is onions, peppers, plum tomatoes. I see a little bit of activity here. Cherry tomatoes, we've got a few popping up there. Squash, watermelon, we can see a little bit of activity here. Yellow melon, which has always done very well growing like this. There's a lot popping up here. And cucumber, nothing happening much there. You'll see in my other videos I started 3 more cake boxes, which are on another table, and these again are the yellow melons, planted out the same day as the last boxes. Watermelons, so I think where you put the boxes makes a big difference as well. Onions, these are coming up very well, and I don't know if you can see, but there's so many little white roots coming through. And then some other things I've transplanted. Everything keeps being transplanted. We have some plum tomatoes. And some more plum tomatoes. And very nicely. Now these are the pomelos. They didn't appear to be doing anything, but I replanted this fruit tree I'm growing into the large pomelo pot because nothing seemed to be appearing. Using the same earth, I discovered some of the pomelo seeds looked like nothing had happened at all, but nice fresh seeds still, but one had a tiny root. So I planted that in one of those pots I've just shown you and left the other seeds in here, so I'll just be able to keep an eye to see if they do develop later on. Now these are all the things that were on the red table, and these are in a black trough. I'm not sure what it is, so I imagine it's a farmy thing, the container that I found on one of my walks. And it's great for either keeping these pots all together, or I have considered filling it with earth and growing some things within it. So here are some more yellow melons. As I say, everything keeps being retransplanted out the cake boxes, and then when they get too big for these, they get moved into bigger pots. such as these, and then they will be transplanted out, some of which I've already planted, some yellow melons, watermelons and onions onto Hugel Bed and a veg patch bed. So these are the third set of yellow melons. The two previously are planted out. So these are next to go very soon. And some watermelons, doing rather nicely. And in my cat food bags, I've transplanted the two best cherry tomatoes. Let me give you some idea of how big these are now. So this is the size of them, doing very well. As you may have noticed, all of these are outside, giving them nice days out. It's February, but it's very warm and sunny here in Cyprus at the moment, even though this is our mid-winter. So warmer than normal, but very good for my plants. And we have some more watermelons coming along. If anyone can give me any tips on growing watermelons, mostly about where to put these and about when they grow their little trail offshoots, how many to keep, where to cut them off, that kind of thing, because I've heard so many different things about this and they all conflict. I'd like to do it right. After growing them all like this, I would love them to succeed. So more watermelons here, and yellow melons as well. And yet another crate. I use these crates, which out here we mostly use when we collect our olives. Carry them in these and old dustbins when we go to the olive mills to process our olives into our double filtered olive oil, which we do the double filtering ourselves once the olives have been pressed at the mill. As you can see, there's a lot going on here. And then the next crates are all peppers. Got 3 crates of peppers. I'm very pleased with these. We use so many peppers in my cooking and making relish. So I can never have too many peppers. Plus it's nice to have a lot of peppers because then you can let them change to the different colours, leaving them to grow longer, which looks very nice in salad. So it's one crate, another crate, get the hang of it. So they're doing very well. And then a third crate. Some of these need pricking out because I've got a lot coming up. And some of them and the final crate here is some more plum tomatoes. You hear all the birds. A lot of people think I just put on bird sound on my videos. This is how it is most of the time here now. Birds are nesting. So now let me show you where I've put the ones transplanted out. So this is one of my Hugel beds, and this is how I have been leaving them overnight, just as the temperature drops a little bit. But now I'm considering not leaving them under these cloches, which are old water bottles with the bottoms cut off. So let me show you how the Hugel bed's doing of yellow melons and watermelons. So this is them without the cloches, and the reasons for the bamboos, if you wasn't sure why I had the bamboo sticks, was if you look back you will see that the bamboos were there to hold the water containers on as the cloches in case it gets windy. It's also a good marking point when you plant out younger plants. And the bamboo canes that we use all around our garden is actually from the bamboo that we grow in our garden. And here is the veg patch. This is just the mixed veg patch where I've decided to place these ones. Again, this is a mixture of melon, yellow melon, watermelon and onions. The milk bottles that I've used for cloche are the onions, and the water bottles are for the melon and yellow melon. There's a few more around the back, quite a few of them. And again, the bamboos mark especially where the onions are, because they'd be hard to see otherwise when they're new. And also they keep the cloches on. So let me show you these without the cloches. So here's an onion, for example. Need a bit of watering today. Just show you a couple because they all look the same. The yellow melon, another yellow melon, one of the watermelons, they're always smaller. So these are amongst the broccoli that I've left to flower, so we get some more seeds for the broccoli. And that's my little update for today. So until next time, Meraki.